Who knew? Steam buns, the way to Kenny S's heart. That's pretty awesome. I also like steam buns, James. I'm a fan
Yeah,
of Bao.
steam buns are cool.
Yeah. But I think this is going to be an interesting match, and getting back into the Counter-Strike. We've got ENCE and mousesports to remind you. Of course, we had a little bit of a break, and we have obviously some interesting statistics behind ENCE. They are struggling, James, in their best of threes against top teams.
Yeah, they're not doing very well. HLTV's Twitter put out some statistics. I believe that since they kicked LXCB, they haven't won a game against a top 20 team, well, since then, which is, I mean, this could go down as like one of the worst moves.
Ooh, yeah.
in CS:GO, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll have intentions for it not to go down that way. And again, there's plenty of time to turn things around, but I don't know, maybe with the ease in which they won the last map yesterday, that might give them a boost of confidence, which makes them play better against a stronger opponent in mousesports today.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, it's actually very interesting. If we, as we do have mousesports here, I'll quickly make this point. Look at the success each of the mousesports players has achieved since that, iconic 2018 lineup. Not a single one of them has reached anything close to the heights that they were when they were together. Not even close.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. But we're into the match now, and Mirage is going to be a very fun fight between these two teams. Lots of explosive players on either side, and mousesports will be on that CT side to kick off the pistol. And I would not expect to see anything too out of the ordinary. Looks like we're seeing an A retake setup, 3 players starting on B, 2 around A. Pretty standard.
Ooh, on the B bomb side, this looks a little Cloud9-ish, the classic Cloud9, where you've got Karrigan with the pop flash play. This was something Cloud9 used to do. Peek into apps, if there was a rush, pop flash would come in, and then they could try and make a play. But that won't be the case. You see a few different teams have that set up. It's a really nice pop flash to know. Lined up by the window. Ariel makes his way up the short position. Woxic will get some sound cues. Now he's got some visual cues as well, but can he find some headshots? Stuck now by the window position, and down he goes. Ali will get the opening kill of the round.
Yeah, that's a really nice opener. Get a kill. You got some forward positioning. Of course, jumping across into the window could cause some issues for the CTs. And ChrisJ gets dinged straight away. They may not expect Rops to be there, so if they decide to plan for triple or something similar, they maybe will have some problems. But no, looks like Rops will not be able to get really all that much, and nor will Karrigan. So 1 by 1, mousesports will not turn up with any results, and it will just be Frozen looking to save his perfect Kevlar. That's a good pistol from ENCE. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice setup from mousesports, but the wrong round for him as far as the B bomb site setup was concerned. If there was like a bundle into B or an attempt, Karrigan had 2 flashbangs, so it may have gone very differently, but on this occasion it didn't. It will go the way of ENCE. And as an underdog, their statistics are pretty bad, as HLTV mentioned. You want to see them start off. And that's a nice bomb plant as well, the inverse default plant. Frozen is really trying to hang on. Oh, well, he won't get that cheap helmet if that's what he was going for, but he will at least still have his Kevlar, so he's got something rather than nothing. We'll see what mousesports choose to do. 0-1 on their CT side. It seems like they will go for the big investment here.
Yeah, one very quick note as well is I think that ENCE pistol might actually be good for those of you that wonder, okay, well, how can I counter that very standard A retake CD setup that you see in almost every Mirage pistol? ENCE definitely took advantage of knowing that was going to be the CT choice, but into the next one, and ENCE will be in a situation where they do have some pistols to worry about. Some Kevlar and helmets have been purchased by mousesports. We do have some flashbangs as well as some smokes. So mousesports definitely looking to cause some problems here, and ENCE just sitting in the middle at the moment, which is fine as far as mousesports are concerned. They're not really going to contest this. They don't really have the ability to do so. And so instead it's going to be about preventing ENCE getting out of the choke points into a site, but that's a lovely shot from Ali. Very quick indeed.
Yep, ChrisJ's creeping around the corner. Can he get to the gun, however? Rob's trying to help out as well. It's back and forth, and the bomb is... Where is the bomb? It's in the middle of mid, yeah. It's a tiny red dot there. All right, 2 versus 2. And now we've got a flanking position from one of the remaining Ts. This has not been a good anti-force buy so far. X7. There's time on the clock for this. Karrigan realizes he could be exposed and he's falling back, but will he get into a safe position? No, he won't. X7's got to be really careful. Such a long range. Oh, that really sucks. I don't know what else to say. That really sucks. That's the drawback of the SMGs, the damage fall off, and it's notoriously inaccurate as well, the MAC-10, but now we've got the 1 versus 1. 25 seconds on the clock. Does Sergey have an idea? They've both got AK-47s. Christian waiting for the right timing. He swings out, but Sergey's got the spray. And that is a disaster avoided by ENCE. Maybe starting a little cold after that delay, but they still keep the clean sheet for now. Not a bad force buy from mousesports, all things considered. Only one player surviving.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the best you can hope for without winning a round. So we'll see a light investment in this following round, but they do need to save their money so they can get that full buy-in. And I like that we saw that from them, the force buy, because it means that they are playing for that big 4th round buy. And we're seeing it so commonly that teams don't get that full buy very quickly because they want to get that pressure up immediately. And, you know, with the M4s in the 3rd rounds instead. But you don't have the utility then. You don't have the AWPs necessarily. So I'm liking this approach from mousesports. But we'll see if they can do any more damage in this round. Don't have any deagles to hand, but a 5.7 and a PT50 could still do something here for them.
As soon as he looks away. Continuation spray, though, is here for Alu. And he can take a back seat now with 2 HP, keep his Kevlar up. Karrigan starting to creep. It can be somewhat worrisome when you're just creeping around in that mid position in a round such as this, or anti-force buy. Got to be really careful on the T side. I've seen plenty of teams over the years get caught there, but this one doesn't look so bad. Of course, mousesports are much worse equipped on this occasion, and I wonder what their first buy round will look like. ENCE being real patient, 34 seconds. Bomb plant, I'm sure, will be coming in shortly. Rops with the Florida man, PT50, as I like to call it. Could do some damage with some low players. I'll try and fish for something, but all eyes are on the next round. mousesports starting off on the back foot. A heavy favourite for this game, it's fair to say. But yes, ENCE's statistics since they made that change are terrible, but I'm sure they won't be that way forever. So I don't think it's necessarily a formality, but we may soon find out once the buy round start what kind of shape ENCE are going to be in.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens in this next one from mousesports. ENCE get that 3-0 start, but this is really where the game begins. We have, I mean, immediately if they want to double up, they can. They really have every single option available to them, and Woxic will pick up an AWP immediately. Will we get a second one? Looking at you, Chris J. Yes, we do. That's beautiful. Love to see that. Immediately pulling out all the big guns. And there's a lot to talk about in terms of how a team actually manages the economy and how some teams like to start with 5 rifles, then put an AWP in, then put the double AWPs in much later. But mousesports straight in with the double AWPs, and Woxic will take his angle towards the top mid position from window. The quick boost into the catwalk spot, which will allow him to rotate, and looks like some sound cues will be had here as the MAC-10, the Sunny, will be caught by the Molotov here, so that will be audible to the catwalk player, Woxic.
Yeah, Frozen must have heard that. You can see him right there by the kitchen position, so he's got plenty of sound cues. Woxic will be taken out, however, so the first kill will go the way of ENCE, looking for that 4-0 now. Minute 20 on the clock, plenty of time, possession of that mid area. They've got smokes up in connector in the window, which could allow for a potential split of the B bomb site. There's a re-smoke, but Karrigan, maybe knowing what is possible, will have a go. Have a go, Hero, but no heroics on this occasion, Ariel, to take him down. 5 versus 3 now, a minute on the clock, and the bomb, I don't believe, has been spotted just yet. And it is making its way in towards B, but it might be a split as the players in mid are retreating.
Yeah, Masters have had a pretty good read of the traffic here and the direction it's going. They've got 3 players on B ready to receive this push, and immediately the bomb will be dropped there by Sunny as he goes down, and it's looking very bad now for ENCE. They don't really have the firepower left, all the positioning to try to do something to salvage the situation, and the Molotov only serves to make it worse, locking Alu out for a few more key seconds, as Ariel will be able to make things a little bit easier, but the trade from Rops keeps things alive here for mousesports with that bomb firmly in their hands, and that's a great way to finish it off from Chris J. And it's kind of funny when you think about it, James, because mousesports were playing effectively 3 to 4 players around B the entire round.
Yeah, maybe some hard reads from mousesports. ENCE sent the MAC-10 in as the, I suppose, the expendable person. Maybe they go down jumping out the window, but they have some information as to where the players are, but I couldn't find the mousesports players fast enough. 2 of the riflers get dropped first, and that is quite the turnaround from mousesports. So from their perspective, it's a nice indicator of what might be to come. 3v5 and able to still pull the round out. And we already see some shortcomings from ENCE now. Maybe that anti-force by losing 4 of the 5 players, part of the reason Sunny only has a deagle in this round. Plenty of utility, however. They'll dispose of some of it towards A. That, I don't believe, has quite worked out there. Actually flashed himself. I've never seen that flash land in such a fashion. I don't know what happened there, but he's still alive, so I suppose it could be worse.
Delayed top mid take here coming in from ENCE now, as there's not too much going on there as far as mousesports are concerned. They're playing 2 to a bomb site at this point, and you got Robs here in the window, just making sure there's no boost, just keeping his ear to the ground so that he is aware of any potential movements from the T side, but he's not really there to commit himself into an engagement. Instead, he can rotate between the bomb sites, again, control that flow through the window area. 40 seconds to go now for ENCE, though, as they look to combine their forces, rally towards the same bomb site. Woxic, actually moving off the angle just as they decide to push. Flashbang does go out, though, which does take the AWP off the angle, so he can retake that as Christian is forced into the fight by the Molotov. He'll pick up the kill against Sunny, but there's more where that came from. They are being slowed down, and they can't really afford to be slowed down. There's only 20 seconds on the clock.
Rob's waiting for the cross. He knows the bomb's going to make it there eventually. Avoids the grenade, the flashbang. That's a nice burst from him, but still no bomb. Alu starting to creep now. Has to take the duel, but Robs is having disgusting plays from Connector. And that bomb will not get planted. Aerial is in no man's land. That's another round in the bag for mousesports. Woxic still with the AWP. Frozen will pick up the second one late game. Beautiful play from Robs. Honestly, one of the younger players who's just been so smart, such a marvel since he came onto the scene. We talk about the turrets and so on, but he is so much more. That was nasty from him.
And one thing for you players, all you players at home to note as well, is the angle that he took here. He's got a really strong right eye position against a left eye peek from the T's. If you're on the T side, you really want to have a flashbang go in there if you can afford to do it before such a swing to even the situation. But Robs, of course, played it to perfection with that lethal precision. And now it leaves ENCE without too much in the way of weaponry or money. So it's just a single hero AK for Aerial and a flash and a smoke. Not too much to work with, but perhaps they can at least find maybe some economic damage, get a couple kills, maybe a bomb plant. That would really be a win in a round such as this. And they'll try to make that happen towards the A side.
Aerial with the hero rifle. Situation like this, if you're ever in it, you kind of need, I mean, maybe you have a pistol swing to get the information and able to punish, but outside of that, you need your players alive to swarm, to pick up rifles, to take position, to try and win the round. See Sergey with the slightest jiggle. There's the wide swing. Aerial is allowed to enter more safely now, not safely full stop. Woxic has angles from jungle. There's a lack of grenades at this point. Robs has got this rifle support for the AWP, and Chris J through the middle of the box. I feel like that's partly due to the new sounds in the game, the directional sounds. As long as people aren't above or below you, you can reasonably pinpoint people on occasion if your hearing is good enough. Well then, since the bye round, it's become a 3-3 game. mousesports feels like they're in control now. Again, able to turn things around with only 3 players alive. But ENCE are back on the bye. They've got Kriegs out. They don't have an AWP on this occasion. I think Alu will be most notable on the CT side, but they'll need to build some rounds on a T side before they get there.
So very fast smokes, they're just running in before they bloom. And one of the reasons you do that is to catch CTs with counter grenades in their hands. Although it's not really worked out just yet for ENCE. They have found some positioning though, and that looked like it would be a dead X7, but he's still alive. And they want to take over CT if they possibly can. Rock still doing all the damage in the world from Connector, just like he did before. A quick 2K, and that bomb's not even planted just yet. X7 will finally trade 1 kill, but it's still a 4 versus 2. And mousesports are playing it safe right now. They're letting the smokes go. They know that they have more numbers. They know that they have more utility. And well, the ENCE are just generally an awful spot. So if they coordinate together, they'll be fine. That said, Sergey does manage to peel off one more player. Oh, okay, now he's making this doable. Sergey is very close to that transfer on the weakened Karrigan, doesn't complete it, but that was a very good attempt.
Sergey's very capable of being the human highlight reel for ENCE. Some warning shots to mousesports, and that's damage maybe they capitalize on later on. Their money's going to be tight despite the bomb plants at this juncture. That was a close one, though. You saw Chris J in that safer position in CT spawn. There's actually an elevated position you can hold from there as well, which I don't know how many people know about. So with an AWP, there's like an alternative angle. I think the APC, you can jump on there.
Yeah. I can never make that jump, though.
We have another hero rifle situation for ENCE, so they have made an investment, but it's not the full force, but it can still be a very dangerous round. The man, Sergey, with the AK-47, we'll see what their approach is. Aerial making inroads to B apartments at the very least. Karrigan trying to create some space for himself, and again, there are 3 CTs towards this B bomb site. Robs, this is such a good angle. This is a complete blind spot. You have to hard check this. If somebody walks past, I would be surprised if he executes them immediately, but as you can see, no one's likely to do that anytime soon. Now, there is a rotation to collect the bomb. I don't know if he can hear that. I think he probably can. You can see his rotation, so he must have. Here's the push into the B bomb site. This is no surprise to mousesports at this point. Karrigan will open the proceedings. He'll get traded, but there are plenty of CTs here as well. Frozen now from the short position, taking Sunny out, but the AK is still in play.
Yeah, it's very difficult for ENCE to make this work. They're all stuck on the bomb site. The CTs are beginning to surround them, and it is just a matter of time until they try to burst onto that bomb site together. Now, Frops is in position, very precise once again, takes down X7 as the rest of his teammates now start to make their way forward to in the market area at this point in time. Rops has been dealt with, so that does help, does give some kind of a chance here, but Sergey's got to go huge again, and he may just do that! There we go, 4 kills for Sergey, he's done it, what a beautiful clutch from him. It didn't look possible seeing all the mousesports players just encircling that bomb site defense from ENCE, but somehow ENCE do make it work. I say somehow. Maybe it's just Sergey James. All about Sergey.
Both Sergey and Rops now 11-4-4, although it's more of a carry, I think, from Sergey's POV. But as long as it works, and again, with the damage they did earlier on, this is a really key round now because mousesports more or less have a full buy. They got Karrigan on an MP9, but aside from that, they've got 1 defuse kit on Chris J, which is worth keeping note of, but they've got to win this round, mousesports, otherwise they could be in a lot of trouble. Rops now in that short position, only good for 1. He's done a lot of damage though. Chris J from a very familiar spot. You can crouch here to hide from Palace as well. He'll hold down the A bomb site for the time being. Sergey starting to creep though, but X7 will punish Chris J for making his way towards triple. However, Woxic is rotating in the same position. Ariel's being patient, and Karrigan goes down again. Maybe feeling the urgency, mousesports, considering they've got no money in the hole. The forward plays will be punished by ENCE. They are patient, and they are ready. But the round's still not over. Woxic is still alive, still waiting in CT.
Yeah, the youngsters need to deliver now. Robson and Chris J have done the damage that they can to try to pave the way for some success in this round, but you can see Woxic just shouldering the position. They're expecting perhaps an AWP to peek it. And oh my god, he's so quick, isn't he? Able to catch Sergey as he jumps up onto the box. And that does create some problems because Sergey was the most forward player. Now X7 has to move forwards with the AWP. Ariel is still in Palace. Too afraid to go wide, knowing that there is an AWP in CT. X7 gets that plant towards triple. Woxic now with the smoke grenade trying to cover some ground. That smoke will keep him safe as he passes that sandwich angle. And now Frozen needs to go into position. So quite a lot of time to work with here for this retake. As Frozen starts to make his way through connector.
Well, there's time if they can find a defuse kit. At the beginning of the round, it was only Chris J who had one. They don't have the kit just yet. The last pieces of utility being deployed now. The kit is right next to the bomb, actually. Woxic's picked it up, going for the defuse, but is he holding on to it? Either way, he's dead. He'll get shot through the smoke with a Glock, no less. And there's the round for ENCE. Again, that was a must-win for mousesports. They didn't. And now they are broke. This is a chance for ENCE to pull away. ENCE having won the pistol after the first buy round for both teams. It was 4 rounds in a row for mousesports, but now they broke. And that will prove to be a problem.
Yeah, this was a really nice round from X7. A couple key picks for that AWP. And it's going to be interesting to see if mousesports can bounce back here. This is a great start for ENCE, all things considered. That's a really fast anti-eco. You'd love to see that.
Yeah, we haven't seen everybody stand in the window recently. They were trying to climb their way out on that occasion. Didn't quite work. Looked kind of awkward, but sometimes it'd be like that. 14 for 5 now, Sergey, after 10 rounds. So far, though, for mousesports, it's been, I would say, a good demo to watch Rops's play from. We'll see if ENCE can make it a good demo from their POV as well. A lot of individual effort from Sergey. Some really key multi-frags from him. Molly goes towards that connector position. Now, again, there were some early aggressive plays from mousesports, from Rops around the smoke and short and so on, which may slow down ENCE over the long term in this half. Just looking for shenanigans like that. Ali is one of the snipers who, with a good spawn for mid, will also take that spawn towards B. Again, if you're a CT trying to jump on the box to peek the apartment, you are exposed. There's a crossfire, there's a sandwich, and the CTs are ready. The bomb's been spotted now. 5 versus 3. There's no response to these frags as yet from ENCE. Awkward angles, and they're made more awkward as karrigan repositions.
Yeah, this is not looking all that good for ENCE, and I understand the idea. I understand what they were going for with this, but it's not worked out. I think you know, you represent. There's a couple of things that work really well for you here, because as you're saying, James, Ali getting that quick spawn into the apartments, it can look like a default. Very often when an AWP's playing the extremity like that, and so that's what you're representing. Or it's the case where if he does get that pick, ENCE are ready to burst with it. So there's kind of two things going on there. And if he doesn't get the pick, you burst anyway if the other team read it as a default, because they won't be as prepared. They'll have more players towards mid, and you get that key timing. But in this situation, mousesports were very ready. They played it safe, and they had that key second player ready to help against the onslaughts.
mousesports quickly back on the buy. This is maybe not what ENCE were expecting, what they were looking for. They will have a timeout, which is just about to expire, ENCE. And it's time for them to rebuy. Well, the score is kept close. ENCE, a team who, well, I do wonder. I think with the recent results, you have to feel the social pressure. People outside rarely know everything that goes on inside a team. But it is a vocal internet community, so that can have an effect on some players. Woxic prepared to avoid the flashbangs, avoid the Molotov, and be very, very patient. Sees a silhouette, doesn't connect anything, however. Again, Rops, we've seen him play around connector, but he also has a task of rifle support for the AWPs he is nearby to, which is very common from map to map with different players. But interesting to keep an eye on. There's a failed smoke in the window. That will waste another smoke grenade for ENCE, which could have been used elsewhere. They still have one more, should they need to use it later. Molotov will force Rops from his position. And now top connector will feel somewhat vulnerable, and even more so once Sonny puts that smoke up. But maybe that'll be a relief in the short term for mousesports.
Yeah, the two-man connector setup initially from mousesports, they're playing it in a tentative fashion, not really trying to heavily contest, but just try to slow things down. Have a way to support one another, and you can see they're giving up connector, they're giving up stairs, they're giving up jungle and window, but they are just playing retake towards A. They have a hold of CT spawn, and I like that, just making sure that you don't get spotted whatsoever, although the gunfire will do the trick in terms of the information. Drops to spot the second one as well, and there's no punish there. It's interesting, because the CTs know exactly where the Ts are, and vice versa, although seems like Frozen didn't count on the AWP being there, and Chris J, he might find a time, and this could be huge. Finds the first kill, surely some response must be had, and it will be by Chris J. The trays come through, but the bomb's down, and it's just Woxic left when all of the dust settles, and he won't be left for too much longer.
That's a fantastic effort from the CTs. That's not the first time we've seen him use that smoke. This time they used it to get some space on the bomb site and try and stop the bomb from being planted in the first place. You could see the urgency there. Great effort from Chris J, especially towards Palace. I like the idea of that. It didn't work out for them on this occasion and puts them back into Eco Town. So we're starting to get into the back and forth territory now. ENCE have won 4 from the last 5. And now it's again anti-Eco territory. Not the most dangerous round as far as the weaponry on mousesports. We've got a 5-7 for karrigan. A CZ for Rops. There was a grenade. There isn't one anymore. So they'll have to hold their angles, try and play close range and pop heads. The CZ has been lost. I think Crucier was just about spotted there. There he goes. So nothing untoward. ENCE got a good chance at 10 rounds here. Of course, mousesports are not far away from their next buy, but you've got to have some short-term targets. Good patient play with the 5-7 will be costly for Aerial. That might make him miss some grenades later on, and Sonny will fall as well. Now there are rifles in some very vulnerable places, and things could get cut. Oh my god.
Well, that's a little bit awkward. It shouldn't get worse.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, both players have full HP, and Woxic only has a USP, so they should be fine. As you say, it's about the guns being collected, and they can spend some time, dealing with that if they'd like. And, Woxic, he's not going to have any range to work with the USP. It's
There's
just
a rifle on Cat, but X7 has seen him jiggling. You can see that rifle just tantalizingly just lying there. So if he did manage to collect something from that mid position, then that would have been, for example, but it's history now, and I don't think that's coming back ever. Pop flash into the ladder room. You can see Chris J making some steps just to bait somebody to peek him in case somebody was there. Nice stuff. So we can see a comparison again. Mousesports had, ENCE had some issues on the anti-ecos, anti-force buys in their mid position. They're not choosing to be so aggressive on this occasion. As you can see, they have stacked the B bomb site. Just for those of you who are tuning in, there was an internet disruption, which has been resolved now, so apologies for that, but welcome back to the broadcast. Well, we have Carrigan, who's made his way through the A bomb site and seen that nobody is here as well. I think they realize that all the danger lies on the B bomb site, and they will make inroads. Carrigan doesn't have the best range to deal with a potential rotation, but do ENCE even want to rotate at this point? Because surely they must realize that there's a potential to run into farming weapons such as the MAC-10. Don't want to give that extra money to your opponent.
Yeah, definitely don't. It's definitely something that is avoidable, but you can also create setups to try to steal guns away, and that's what they're looking to do here. Try to guarantee at least a kill. Some economic damage has been done. They've taken down Carrigan. Is there any more damage to be done though? X7 has the UMP now, so Chris J's going to be fairly careful. But it looks like it will be all under control after all. So I like that. I really like that these days teams put way more effort into objectives that make sense in situations like that. It used to be the case that people just run around and just do whatever and just give money away, and there wasn't really a team effort. But here we go. This is that full rifle buy I was talking about. You get it out straight away. I think most teams prefer to do something like this. And on this map, you can get aggressive in all kinds of positions with this kind of a buy. 2 catwalk. Seeing a lot of that in this matchup.
Well, there's a lot of sound cues towards the bomb site though. X7 drops that smoke grenade, that allows the rotation, but it will be a far one. But Sonny's here from the short position, which might just help. X7 goes by the van. He will be traded. Smokes are up. There are 4 smokes around the B bomb sites at the moment, and it's now made a 3 versus 3. Carrigan with a 2K. That's a really smart Molotov from Woxic. The spray as well. Great awareness from him. Not something you see too often, but the idea is fantastic. Everything starts to slow down, and Sonny is still by the pillar. Some of his teammates rotating towards that market position. Holds his position from Carrigan. And Sergey will be taking that in the meantime. Woxic, drops down to 3 HP, and he's the last man standing. He has a high ground advantage, but not for long. He'll get popped by a patient Alu. And ENCE will make it to 11.
Yeah, that round it felt like it was on a nice edge. I think that we'll see mousesports really keep the pressure up with that bomb plant. ENCE are in a vulnerable position despite winning this round. Ali will collect the creek. But indeed, everyone from mousesports will have between $5,000 and $6,000, so they are going to be hitting really hard in this next round. And ENCE, despite winning the round, will have not the best situation. They have the worst buy in terms of the overall purchases and the lack of utility. Actually, the lack of utility is mitigated, it seems. We do get a weapon dropped, and X7's on the UMP, so they'll make sure that they have as much utility as possible. But they are lacking the AWP, and mousesports, they have an opportunity here to break ENCE straight away.
We've seen these fast smokes into the A bomb sites a few times already, and we're going to see it again. They're waiting for the flashes, which will they come? A lot of grenades. Maybe the Molotov towards triple, and there are 2 CTs here to deal, and deal they will. Aerial, though, in a 1 versus 2 on the bomb site, that won't quite work out, but look at the rotation. So many CTs to deal with this. mousesports won't realize how far away they are. There's a pop flash for Rops. Bomb is indeed planted. There's a rotation towards CT spawn as well, so we'll ENCE be patient. Rops will hear one of them. There's a HE grenade, almost a free kill. A great patience, though, from Rops. And that will leave Sunny. He's so sick, I can't believe it. He's got 4 HP now, Rops. He can play the information. I think Woxic may be spotted there, but Sunny will eat the flashbang. Woxic moving deeper now. Rops shows presence. And again, Woxic was default, but he's long gone. He's in a shadow position. Sunny has a 1 versus 1. He has a defuse kit as well. There's the first shot. He doesn't have anything to kill Rops with, though. Position will win out the round. But that 2K from Rops was absolutely absurd. The sheer awareness. He sees one player, but he's expecting the second player to come around the corner and takes them both out. He's just big brain. His brain's way too big for his head.
Yeah, I love the style of bursting that he's using as well. It's not too common. I mean, I think Rain, when Rain was in the conversation as top 3/top 1 player in the world at certain points in his career, that's kind of the style of play that he used. Was just like this very quick, like 2-bullet burst in pretty much every situation. And if you have the extreme level of calmness as well as precision, it's extremely deadly. And Rops is really showing that. Very confident display from him so far. He needs to keep it up, though. He has to keep delivering, because he's the only person really genuinely delivering for his team on a consistent basis in this one. 19 for 10 at the moment on the scoreboard as Carrigan creeps up catwalk looking for an opening. And now the catwalk position is now mousesports.
Yeah, 3 players moving towards that B bomb site with the bomb in tow for mousesports. Sunny rotating in. X7's got a 5-7 running distraction. Sunny needs to get these bursts and pop them. They're trying to fall back now. They're regretting their decisions. The bomb's left the B bomb site. They're going back into mid. There are still 3 smokes up in mid. Chris J had the high ground advantage towards B. That is bizarre. 3 mousesports players moving into B from a short position and then retreating and still holding on to the bomb. Feels very risky, but here they are. Chris J maybe will try to sell something towards the B bomb site. They have no position on T ramp. Frozen has been taken out. Woxic still in mid with the bomb. Rops doesn't really have anybody to help him with these angles.
Oof, this is a bit rough. Rops needs to do it once again. Gets the opening kill against the CTs with that Krieg. And Sergey starts to turn his attention to this position, as will Alu from CT. And Alu will be quite successful. Now Sergey, that's his time to strike. Now the attention is on Alu. Rops again, it's just all on Rops. He has to ace this one to make it a reality for his team, but he has 20 seconds to get that bomb planted. It's just really surely not enough time, but he continues to do the damage. He's got to go up the stairs to get the bomb, and the angle's being held. He simply won't be able to contest X7, and that'll be another round for ENCE. And again, James, someone has to do more, well, someone has to step up with Robs, and also that was kind of weird. It seemed like they wanted that rotation, but actually, no, it seemed like they aborted that in a panic way.
I think there were only 2 CTs on the B bomb site. One of them had a 5-7, and then Sunny's bursting from the bench. So I don't know if there was a miscommunication or what they thought was going on, but to abandon ship, when Chris J is about 3-4 seconds away from having the high ground advantage as well, it seems very nervous to me. And maybe there's some nervousness and doubt with how many rounds ENCE have on the board already. I don't know, but that was an unusual one for sure. Yeah. And it's put them in a really bad situation now. Their money absolutely sucks.
Yeah, it's very strange. Oh, that's a nice pop. Showing off that jumping accuracy of the MP9. But yeah, it's an interesting one because you wouldn't normally try to... Sometimes what a team will do, like Train is a really good example. You'll threaten B really heavily, you get that rotation from CTs in B, then you hit that really fast rotation down ladder, right? And you catch the CTs out of position. Mirage, that doesn't quite work like that. You don't have that... the rotation is so... so troubling. You know, you have to go through middle, all these difficult positions to cross, and the CTs have as fast of a rotation as you back. So, yeah, it's a weird one. We got a Bison from Frozen.
We do. I can't imagine it's bought on purpose, though.
Yeah, it's legitimately a terrible weapon. It might be the worst.
It's a potato gun.
It might be the worst weapon in the game.
Yeah, it's really, really awful against armor. Just against any armor. You could be wearing a bin liner and it wouldn't kill you. Got the window smoke lined up towards the B bomb site. They've favored this a lot. X7 though, he's going to catch a lot of people with grenades in their hands. Does he pull the trigger straight away? He does. He's got a transfer there as well, and he falls back. Even if he goes down, we'll expect a second player. Now they're trapped. They're just in a sandwich. Robs, will he look for a second player? Of course he does. It's Robs, but he will get traded. And this is a disaster. This is a really key round for ENCE to absolutely devastate mousesports. 2 versus 4, a Mac-10 and a Krieg versus 4 ENCE players. Karrigan will get isolated by the smoke, lost the bomb again, and Chris J's got to just run through. A flashbang gives him a chance, but there are so many numbers here. Does he have the bullets for this? Too many man on road. ENCE looking dangerous on Mirage.
Was that like every single CT attacked through underpass, like by the end of the round? Pretty much every CT made its way through underpass. That was really funny. That's so very bizarre.
It wasn't funny for mousesports though. 8-14, and they're on Deagles now.
That transfer, that second kill was actually kind of disgusting from X7 there. The MP9 is so ridiculously strong, and oof, that's rough. It's such a difficult position when you're going to run into that bomb site and you don't have someone covering the underpass push timings. mousesports, it feels like everything's going wrong, and they just don't quite seem to have the individual performances to leverage in this one to balance things out.
Everything is going wrong as far as they're concerned. That's definitely true. Yeah.
Look at the damage disparity there for Rops and his teammates.
I'm so curious as to why they abandoned ship on that B-bomb site.
Yeah, that was really weird. That didn't make any sense.
I do wonder.
Sometimes it's better to just force the issue, even if you're in a worse, even if you're not in a disadvantageous spot, and just hope that your individuals can just have a great performance, than it is to then just run into 100 different new variables that you can't necessarily account for. A very difficult situation for mousesports. There's always a way back in Counter-Strike. It's not over until it's over, but it's definitely looking close to over here for them. They do get a trade here, but it's just pistols, no, well, 2 Kevlar.
Outside of the pistol round, really mousesports have won 1 round in this half.
Yeah.
3 in total, but again, 1 is kind of gratis, so from the buy rounds and onwards, it's just the 1 round. So it's been a cold start for mousesports so far.
Statistically, this has been a troublesome map for them, which is so strange because historically, we had that nostalgia with the the 2018 mousesports lineup, and they actually innovated Mirage. They were the strongest Mirage team for quite some time. They had iconic mid takes. They showed everybody how to do it.
The Oscar and Rob's connection was
it
was special. There was magic there. There was magic there.
There was.
I'll never forget the 2v5 on train. On the CT side, because why not? Game point for ENCE. Inferno and Dust 2 to come. Again, I think coming into this, ENCE were a write-off for many people watching. But look at them now. This is what I was saying before the game started. Yeah, the statistics are absolutely awful, but I wasn't really convinced by what I've seen so far to say that it's definitely going to be a mousesports game. mousesports have a good buy in this round. They've got Chris J on the Galil. Not the new Galil, of course. Kriegs and AKs are out as well. There'll be an exchange. I can hear some bullets being fired, but no real damage done yet. Aerial dancing. Peeking around connector. Chris J with some more bangs towards short, but no one's picking from there just now. Minute 15. And ENCE will be passive. They don't have much in the name of utility ENCE. mousesports can't really afford to make any more mistakes, of course. That Molotov could be gold if he uses it at the right time. But it will be a nuisance one, and maybe that's an information play as well. Here, if you try and hear a connection. Well, Chris J's been deleted. Bomb making its way up T-ramp, and it's got to be now for mousesports.
Again, it's going to have to rely on just individual brilliance, and Rops will kick it off again. It's all Rops and mousesports, and he's been taken out of the equation by Sergey, who has been phenomenal. And he's going to finish it off. Who better? 16-8. It is a successful start for mousesports.